it's Laura. Today we're going to talk about ink blending. So I have a number of tools here that can be used for ink blending. Some you can purchase specifically for it. Sometimes you don't need to do that. Sometimes you can just use what you have on hand. I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques using a couple of different tools. First thing you're going to need is ink. I have here distress ink, which is most common for ink blending, but you do not have to use it. You can, of course, use other types of dye inks. So this is a different kind of dye ink. So you can use a variety of different types of inks. The tools we will use are this one right here, which is the most common that you've seen. So it's like this. You can get them from, they're from Ranger, and you can get them online or at craft stores. They have this little foam pad that you just go ahead and take on there, hold it on, and then you can do your blending. There's a rectangular one from Ranger, like this, and it also has a little foam pad that you can go ahead and put that on there, and then use it how you like. They also make specialty brushes now. This is the type that I have. This is from Tonic. These are not my favorite. I actually prefer to use a different type of brush, but these are specifically made for ink blending. You can go ahead and use those. So it would be kind of like that. They also specifically make this finger pad. It's got foam on the top there. Put your finger in, and then you can use it to do small areas. But if you don't have any of those items, another thing you can use are makeup sponges. They work great. Here's a different type of makeup sponge that you can use. And then brushes. This is a big paintbrush that I just got in a big paintbrush pack, but you want it to be big and fluffy and soft. Makeup brushes work spectacular, especially like the cheap ones from like the dollar store, or like, you know, the really cheap ones that you get for your teenage kids. So a blush brush or a powder brush work great. And this is actually my favorite to use, is that right there, or this one right here. These are the two that I will use the most often. However, you can use any of these, and some work better for certain techniques than others. So you'll see that there are some techniques where the brush just doesn't work very well, and there are some techniques where it's better to have the brush depending on the style that you want. So I'm going to take these away because I'm not going to really use them, because you can use them, but you will get the same effects that you get with one of these two. So I'm not going to show them all to you, but this is just white cardstock. It's 110 pound, no brand name or anything like that. I strongly suggest checking out different types of paper. It will work on a variety of types of paper, but it changes the effect a little bit. So, like if you were to use watercolor, that has a totally different effect, the watercolor paper. So I strongly suggest experimenting and trying it out on different types of paper. So I just have 110 pound paper right here. A couple of other items you might need are Wipies. These are Wipies I have. They're from, I think, Costco. My favorite Wipies to use for crafting. But you want to have one of those on hand. You should have them on hand anyway with crafting, just because it's helpful. Like I said, inks. You can use any type of dye ink. Some work better than others, so definitely experiment and try them all out. Another very, very, very important thing you need is a scrap piece of paper. This one is well loved. I use it all the time. So what you will need to do is have your project on top of a scrap piece of paper. It will help a lot. Plus, with most of the techniques, you'll need the scrap paper to stamp off on. So I'll show you that. There's a number of techniques that we are going to try today so that you can see a variety of different ways that you can use them. I'm going to start with this just plain piece of cardstock. I'm going to take a piece of tape and kind of divide it off so that you can see the difference between these two tools. And that's basically all I'm doing. I'm going to have one tool for the bottom and one tool for the top so that you can see the difference. So I'm going to fast forward through most of this because you'll be able to see the technique that I use, but I don't want this video being an hour long. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of speed up the actual technique. But I will, if there's something important to tell you, I will jump in and let you know. But you'll be able to see how I'm doing it. It'll just be a little faster. Another thing that I probably should point out is I am not making a project. All I am doing right now is just showing you the different techniques for ink blending. So there will not be some beautiful little project at the end of this. This is just simply so you can see how to use these tools and the ink to do different types of ink blending. All right, let's get to it. All right, everyone. So those are the basics of ink blending. I hope this video helped you out and gave you a little bit of inspiration on how to make some of your beautiful projects using this technique. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. Whether you liked this video or didn't like this video, or if you'd like more videos like this. Come check out the Facebook page. I'd really love to hear from you. Check out the website. And of course, if you really like these videos, please hit subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye.